I'm now delighted to welcome to our webinar Professor Teng Bingsheng for a fireside conversation. Professor Teng is Professor of Strategic Management and Associate Dean for Strategic Research at CKGSB. The CKGSB white paper outlines some key dynamics in the global AI race. This is clearly a defining feature of globalization in the 21st century. Can you give us a sense, what insights did you share in the report, and particularly the insights for business leaders and how they might adapt and what they might draw from that?
China and the Chinese people are very excited about the emergence of DeepSeek. China, a lot of people thought that we finally got away from this new Star War computational capacity with the US, because in some way we were pushed into a corner in this race. So when DeepSeek emerged, to a lot of people, that was a salvation, that we can use engineering innovation to get around of this war on computational capacity. But now, after a few months, we now reached a more balanced view that on the one hand, this kind of engineering innovation has been extremely valuable to the AI ecosystem in China. On the other hand, the scaling law still upheld, in the sense that we still need to try to develop our computational power as much as possible. The second point that I made was that with that engineering innovation, there's some kind of subsiding effect in the Chinese LLM field. Quite a few legacy internet company decided that they don't need to invest as much in LLM because DeepSeek has done it. The focus has been shifting toward the application and the execution side of AI. That's actually the third point that I made. For a large number of Chinese companies, especially the entrepreneurial startups, now they give up this idea that they can have a shot in the LLM area. Rather, their best shot probably is with applications or agents. The last point that I made in the white paper is that now we have seen a very rapid dissemination of AI globally. So the globalization of AI with the help of Chinese companies has been, I would say, very significant.
What are the parallels, the differences that you see between what we're seeing with the current AI revolution, particularly how China's sort of expanding so rapidly, and then the past industrial or technological shifts that have really, accelerated industry at those times?
Okay, as compared to previous technological revolutions, such as the invention of electricity and the steam engine, I think that the common features are the width and the depth of how the technology changed our world. AI has been and it is changing every industry. So as we often said in classrooms, no matter what industry you are in, it can be redesigned on a re-architectured with AI. I think we have never seen any innovation or any technology spreading so fast globally. I think even as compared to the internet era, I think that the speed of dissemination has not been as fast. And also, for the first time, human beings created something smarter than us. So how do we kind of strike a balance?
Thinking for business leaders about how they think about risk management and for strategic foresight, there's a range of issues to do with AI. I noticed we've had questions in the chat about intellectual property rights, ethics, transparency, issues around reliability, accuracy, hallucination. So these are all potential risk. How do you see CEOs thinking about risk in this transformative era?
Definitely, it gets much more sophisticated and complicated for CEOs. I think previously risk management was kind of linear, and then now it's exponential. You have to consider many more variables simultaneously, variables that you just mentioned. These are all new issues, new topics that CEOs are not familiar with. For each industry and for each business, the equation that they have to deal with can be quite different. So you have to now develop a even personalized solution to that approach.
How is China positioning itself in the global landscape through these technologies?
China was pretty fast in responding to the AI revolution. Um, Soon after, ChatGPT got popular, it became a national policy to embrace AI, and basically all in was AI revolution. But as I alluded to initially, the thinking was that computational capacity was the key, um, and and we leave all these the LLM development to the large so-called legacy internet companies in China to deal with. The Chinese government quickly adjusted their strategy. Now, I think the strategy is to develop or embrace the ecosystem as much as possible, not just domestically but internationally. If the U.S. has been the origin of AI revolution, and we are, because of the ecosystem we have, are good at taking things from 1 to 100. Then that's probably the strategic role that China can play. So I think that's a pretty realistic and a sophisticated approach.
Where are the most significant opportunities that you see for job creation emerging in this AI economy?
First of all, we need to acknowledge that this job displacement effect has been and will be very strong. A lot of jobs will be, lost in this process. And HRDs that I talked to even acknowledge that they don't want to train people anymore. They don't want to train their agent. And also, these companies want to utilize or develop their database more and try to invest more, onto these, aspects. The upside is always that some jobs will be created and augmented by AI. So any position related to AI application and execution in companies will increase exponentially. Traditional and jobs like HR, and now they are fast learning these new applications so that the AI can do the bulk of the work. So their efficiency level has been increased very much. Like two people can do the work of a whole department. So I think once you see the upside, probably it will be a balanced view.